Hey there, explorers! Welcome to Common Ground's at-home world expedition. We are so excited that you are joining us for this amazing adventure. Today, we are going to be learning about a country called Albania. So go ahead, grab your passports, and let's stamp them because this is going to be a fun-filled ride.
Jesus is the one who lights our way. He gives us hope for each new day.
Hello, we are missionaries David and Julie Schock. We've got 2 boys and 2 girls. Our oldest son is married and has given us our first grandchild, Elizabeth. A 13-hour airplane trip away is Europe. Can you find Albania where we work? It's not too far from Italy. Here it is. Albania is a pretty small country of about 3 million people. If we were to take Albania out of Europe and put it into America, at its actual size, you could fit 14 Albanias inside of California. There's Julie and I in front about 28 years ago. If you came to visit us in Albania, you'd have to get used to salty feta cheese and sour-tasting plain yogurt. Another sour-tasting food Albanians love is burek, a crunchy, thin dough pastry filled with sour milk curds. I'm sure you'd love these sausage-shaped meatballs called chofta that they often put in bread to make a sandwich. Frequently, the electricity goes out. Here are some Albanians eating at a restaurant by the light of their cell phone. Occasionally, the water doesn't come at all either. As we made this video, all the homes of Albania's biggest city spent the entire weekend without any water. It's hard for us to be so far away from kids and grandchildren as they all live in the United States now. One of the hardest parts, actually, of being in Albania is that most people there don't care about God. Let me introduce you to someone who does.
My name is Diana. This is my house where I live with all my cousins around me. I live here with my mom, dad, brother, and sister. I'm 13 years old and I will be getting married soon. My mom thinks it will be a good marriage and I won't have to go begging like she has always had to do so that we had enough food. In fact, that's where she is right now, begging. The boy my parents have chosen for me lives in a real house, not a shack like I've always had to live in. I have to admit, I'm a little afraid, but all my friends are married. I'm almost the oldest girl left in the neighborhood. If I don't get married now, maybe no one will want me. I'm waiting for Aunt Julie. She is my mom's friend and she's going to teach us about God. She visits us every week. When she comes, she tells all sorts of stories I've never heard before. Did you know that Parandia, that's what we call God, created the world out of nothing at all? With just one word, boom! There it was. Everyone else has to make things using other things, like building a house. You have to have nails, wood, and cement first. But not God. He must be pretty strong. Maybe strong enough to take care of me when I say goodbye to my mom and move in with my new husband and his family. God must love me so much to send a person all the way from America just to tell me how I can be saved too. Usually, all of you do all sorts of things at church. Activities, crafts, having snacks, and all that. Most importantly, you learn, like Diana, about God. And like Diana, you have a chance to know that God provided a way for you to be saved through Jesus. I hope all of you have asked Jesus into your hearts, as Diana has done. Let me ask you a question. Who brought you to church? Was it your mom or dad? Was it your grandma? Or maybe you came with a friend? How wonderful that you have someone who cared so much about you that they made sure that you heard about God. Did you know that before Mr. Schock and I started visiting Diana and her family, they had no way of learning about God? Nobody around them knew God, so there was no one to tell them. What can we do? What can you do? Well, we can pray for Diana and her family, that God would give them the courage to talk about Jesus with their friends and families and cousins. You can pray for the missionaries that your church and family supports. There are a lot of people who still need to hear, but only a few missionaries. You can share Jesus with the people around you that don't know him yet. And maybe someday you can be a missionary yourself.
Hello everybody, my name is Kaylee, and I'm so excited to share a story with you today. Now, isn't it so crazy to think that you could fit 14 Albanias in the state of California? That's so small compared to where we live. Now, something really exciting about this expedition we're on right now, learning about God's creation and his love for people around the world, is that it goes beyond just where we're at. It goes to every corner of the earth, even to Albania. Now, we're going to learn about how God's love reaches the whole world, and we'll learn about just that in the story today about when God created the earth. So, in the very beginning, God's love bubbled over when there was nothing else. No trees, no birds, no animals, no sky, no sea, only darkness. Out of this love, God spoke, "Let there be light." And there was day. And there was night. And when the first day was done, God smiled and knew that it was good. On the second day, God said, "Let there be sky where the clouds can float and the wind can blow." And the sky was bright blue and beautiful. On the third day, God said, "Let the waters gather together into oceans and let the dry land appear." Now, God decided to make the world even more dazzling, with tall trees and long grass. And then the first flower opened in all its glory. On the fourth day, God said, "Let the sky be filled with the sun and the moon." And God scattered stars across the sky like sparkling diamonds. On the fifth day, God said, "Let there be birds to fly and sing and fish to swim and splash." And the world was filled with the joyous sounds of birdsong. On the sixth day, God said, "Let there be animals, elephants and giraffes, cats and mice, and bees and bugs." And suddenly, the world was a very noisy place. But something was still missing. Then God said, "I will make people, and I'll make them like me so that they can enjoy the earth and take care of it." He did just as he said, and it was all so very, very good. God looked at everything that he had made and clapped his hands together in delight. Isn't it wonderful? And on the seventh day, God laughed and rested and enjoyed his glorious creation. I'm so glad God created such a wonderful and beautiful world for us to live in and get to experience with all of the people around us. God's love was so powerful that he was able to create some amazing things, and we get to love and enjoy them. Just like God loves all of his creation, we people should too. If it was good enough for God, it's good enough for us, definitely. Today's memory verse is Genesis 1 through 31a. God looked at everything he had made, and it was very good. This verse is so important to remember because God made all of the good things in this world, and we have the privilege of getting to enjoy that. So when you're looking around and exploring the world, look at all the beautiful things that God has made and how good they are. Okay, before I send you off on the rest of your adventure, let's go ahead and pray together. Dear God, thank you so much for everything you've created and for allowing me the privilege to see the beauty that you've created. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for being with my neighbors all around the world and for taking care of us and loving us daily. We love you and we can't wait to learn more about you. Amen. Goodbye. Have a great time on your adventure.
Okay, here's our echo song. The easiest song in the world to sing. You just sing after me. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. Make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. Make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. Make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. Make his face to shine upon you.
Hey kids! My name is Pastor Emily and I'm so excited to be with you today. Today is our first day of Vacation Bible School of our at-home world expedition, and we're so excited to be on this journey with you. And as you might have heard already in our missionary sharing and in our story reading, today we're talking about how God's love reaches all of creation. And so what better way to talk about that than to be outside right now and to plant some seeds. And so I wanted to show you this pot that I made that you will also get a chance to make too. So each kit comes with a different, some different animals that you can glue or tape on this pot depending on what you have. And then we're also giving you some seeds to plant too. And so I'm gonna just walk us through how we plant some seeds in this special pot after you've decorated it. This is just how I decorated mine, but feel free to decorate yours however you'd like. And if you want to add some other things or color on it, that would be really fun too. So we take our pot, and you're also going to want to need some potting soil or some dirt. So I have some here, and then I also have some seeds, and then I have something to water. So those are the few things you'll need after you've decorated your pot. So what we're going to do first is we're just going to take some dirt, and I'm just going to use my hands here. It's okay if our hands get a little dirty. And we'll put some dirt in our pot. And we're just gonna fill up the pot about halfway through, halfway up, as you can see here. And then I'm gonna just make a little spot for my seeds to be. You won't need a lot of seeds for this because it's such a small pot. So I'm just putting 3 seeds right in the middle there. Perfect. Then I'm going to take another pinch of my potting soil, put it on top. Oh, this is a good thing to do outside because it's a little messy. All right, and I'm just going to tap it down, make sure it's in there nice. Then, the final step is you just want to water it a little bit. There we go. You'll want to make sure to check on which seeds you have to see how often you should water it. But that's it. We just created our first craft of the week. I'm so excited to watch the seeds grow up. And isn't it amazing that God's creation, that we see things springing up all around us? I mean, just look at my backyard right here. I have tomato plants that are growing and springing up. I have this beautiful flower tree. I have grass around me, other flowers that I don't know what they are, but they're so beautiful. And this is all of what God has created for us. And isn't it neat that we get to participate in it? So have fun learning today about how God's love reaches us everywhere, and we can find God's love in all of creation. God bless.
I hope you had an amazing day learning about how God's love reaches the world. Join us tomorrow, and it's going to be so much fun.
gives us hope for each new day. When the world feels dark and lonely, His love illuminates. He's the one I trust and I